Friday. Yes, we are back. Okay. I didn't take a single trade last week, which means I don't think I recorded a video either. I was partly sick and then also like was coming back from a trip. So I was coming back from a trip, then was sick, and then there was like 1 day to trade and there was nothing good that happened. Okay, we might actually go into a quick one today. So as you guys can see, okay, price overall, right, is looking fairly what is this? Price overall is looking fairly bullish, okay? Just because we're kind of continuing to make these highs, but on the daily we're in this order block right here, right? So that is kind of the only thing that's messing with us currently. What we're basically kind of looking for today, and clearly we have a little bit of a divergence here, was this kind of sweep at open to bull up. Okay, now we clearly aren't getting that sweep, but we are getting a crazy bull straight to London high. To previous day highs, right? So let me go ahead and mark this up for you guys. So straight to previous day highs is what this is kind of looking like we're pulling towards, versus kind of creating that divergence immediately, right? Like I said, I'm looking for like this, just the sweep down here right at Asian highs, and then Asian lows to continue pulling up, right? To go and take London, to take previous day, etc., right? But because of just kind of how we're doing this, we're gonna wait a second, because we do have a little bit of a divergence here, right? The thing is, on the Nas, this was already swept, whereas it wasn't on here. And what I'm thinking is, once we get this like bullish S&T to form right here, and we sweep this, the Nas will kind of continue to push up, right? And so we've kind of already shown that that's kind of what it wants to do, just like I said in that case. So we're gonna wait for this to sweep, okay? And then once we get that, we're gonna look for longs to previous day highs in here, okay? It might take us just a little bit, which is fine. We need a new candle to form anyways. But yeah, that's what we're looking for. So overall, we are bullish on the day. We'll take our trades on M and Q, and yeah, simple as that. How are y'all doing? Are y'all doing good? I hope so. I hope y'all are doing good. It's Monday. It's December 8th. Like I said, the videos are gonna kind of be just kind of all over the place, but I'm realizing that as long as I just put my videos out, as long as I just put them out and just get kind of a weeks ahead, whether it's, because it's still day 1, day 2, it doesn't matter what day it is, I don't have to trade. It's not in me to trade every day, you know what I mean? Even on days where like you'll see like there's a video in there where I didn't take the trade the whole video, you know what I mean? And also just with life happening, like there are days where I'm not going to get to trading, and like I'm doing this now just because of the person that it's making me and what it can provide and the skill that I can learn and just everything on the outside, the economical just like skills and everything that I learned. But that doesn't mean that I'm going to want to sit here and continue to, kind of watch the market at this time and get up at this time every morning, and you know what I mean? Like when I'm able to do what I want and can kind of not necessarily move on from it, but like I don't plan to be a day trader for the rest of my life, you know what I mean? I don't plan to be, I plan to even be like a swing trader at some point, okay, so we just broke that. But yeah, like that's kind of my plan, I don't want to be, the one that sits in front of it the whole time. And yeah, so we're gonna see kind of what happens here on the one. We got a fat gap here. I like to see this get respected. Clean rejection candle on here. Another one confirming this sweep. I think this is happening. We're getting exactly what we wanted. So we just need that confirmation that we're going to go ahead and pull up. Like I said, right now, honestly, this is looking a lot more green on the S&P just because of all this low resistance right here. There's a lot of buy side liquidity, but I have a specific target on the NAS. So it kind of just be whichever kind of takes storm, if that makes sense. I think I fixed the audio problem when it would go like louder when I switched to here. I had a double input, basically in OBS, if you're not too familiar with it. And OBS is what I use to record, okay? Basically in this, right, you have like the audio mixer, right? And so I had the mic aux, which comes like pre on there, right? Which comes like, it's like default on there to have a mic. And then I added an audio input. I only did that on this one, and I was editing the last video and I was like, okay, what is that created that? You know what I mean? I noticed the difference when I switched from one to the next one. So, when I changed from going from here, you know what I mean, to here, there was like the mic would just increasingly just kind of get louder, you know what I mean? Like not increasingly, immediately. So the second I realized that, I was like, okay, there's clearly something, not right here. Like, because if you look at that, that looks more like the sweep to go bearish, the sweep to go bullish. You know what I mean? Like, it looks like this is the one that's swept, and the ES is the one that's leading. We've got this gap down here. Oh my gosh. Like I said, we've got this gap down here. We might just go ahead and flip bearish. These are some pretty good looking gaps here. Like right now, like the NAS is just trying to break out of this gap that it just created. Whereas ES, it looks like is targeting some of these previous days lows. Yeah, we definitely are. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and switch there. I need us to break through this. I'm looking for like a rejection candle within this. Thing is though, is that we've done a lot of buyback. There's been a lot of buy pressure in here, and there's just like, this just looks like a very bullish setup that is going to happen. Like, I feel like I don't know, but I'm kind of caught between two. Like, to me, this looks OD bullish. Just because of all of this. You know what I mean? Like, it would be very easy to get a reaction off of here and pull back and balance out. We're gonna wait and see. I was about to kind of just look for shorts down, kind of reacting to the market in a sense, but this looks very bullish. I know it might not right now. I mean, yeah, I guess the high time frames are showing pretty bearish. There's nothing about this that looks bullish. Looks like we're kind of getting through that gap now. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So we're gonna kind of keep that. We're gonna keep that bias of being bearish on the day now. We're gonna look for kind of a retrace. Yeah, we're gonna look for a retrace, and then we're gonna target some. Yeah, because once we get down here, we'll have this low resistance right in here. Okay, so we're getting a lot of buyback here. We could have just said swept this. Could be a very clean sweep. Yeah, so as you can tell, a lot of the movement is happening. Is like, this is the NAS is following the ES at this point. Okay, so we know that that could have very well been the S&T that is being followed. Now this now kind of is looking like a pretty clean sweep, but we'll probably have to wait until 10-ish to see what it's going to do. Like I said, this, especially on the 3-minute, just looks OD bearish. After this sweep that we got down here, what I need is just a gap to form to confirm that, and I need to at least see like this or this getting taken out before we target the rest of this. That is because this could just be a retrace, and the last thing you want to do is get caught up in these. We're also in a low time frame right there. But yeah, 5-minute gap right in here, right? So could get a reaction there as well. But it would kind of look a little something like this. I'm not really sure what I would use. Let's see if it's big on the 3-minute. Yeah. So if you get like a rejection candle right here, look for something like this, maybe up to here, but that's only a 1-to-1. We could try to target through this gap and at least to maybe here, or just through the gap. I definitely think that there's enough liquidity there to get us through that gap, but we'd have to see. This is looking like it's starting to kind of flip. All we need is just that clean gap, very clean rejection candle here. And all the thing is that we're gonna have to rebalance this move at some point. Like, you know what I mean? Even on the high time frames, this is kind of looking like a sweep. There's a lot of resting liquidity down here on the NAS, and then down to this gap, right? So down here, target this gap, and then yes, if it breaks in this gap, you know what I mean? But with this leading, this could just turn into a very bullish setup. Okay, I think we're getting it now. It's pretty uncertain right now, so might just wait a little bit. All right, confirm to retest. All right, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna look for shorts.
Order filled.
And then we're gonna target down to these lows. So where did we go?
Order filled.
Yeah, we just got stopped out. Don't understand this market right now. So we tried to catch that drive all the way down to these lows. but with how price is reacting, it's just being weird. Yeah, so we just lost another 300. It's weird. I really thought that we were about to continue just bearing down. After we got the confirmation here, got a rejection candle, and then we continued to go down. It just decided to just buy right back up into my stop loss. So now looking at this though, this looks like a pretty bullish, like this just looks OD bullish. But yeah, so took one. I think so we got that. I wanna say we entered somewhere like around like here maybe. We were targeting these lows down here, and then we immediately just got the turnaround and got stopped out. I'm just saying now a lot of this is just looking bullish. Bam, 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 bam. Depending on how it reacts to this, we're gonna get another one. So essentially all I said was price showed bearish signals, which we saw that, right? Waited for a high time confirmation that the buyback reaction at an hourly gap was just a retrace to go lower and not a sweep, right? So when we talk about that, right, so we're kind of talking about this point right here. So when we made this move down, right, and then immediately kind of bought back after this sweep right here. So right, we're thinking, okay, this right as we got to Asian lows, we started buying back, new candle started buying back, but then we got this reaction, right? So I guess it wasn't an hourly gap, it was a 15-minute gap. So yeah, it was just a retrace to go lower and not a sweep of Asian lows, right? So I just showed you guys that. When we got that confirmation, price trickled down, right? And it was a little uncertain for a minute, but then that's when the NAS started to react, right? So if we flip over here, price was up here at this moment, right? So when we were kind of just in this like weird like kind of buyback sector area, not really knowing what was happening, price on the NAS was down here, right? As soon as we got that, right, I literally vividly remember saying, okay, we've got some low resistance sell side liquidity here, right towards this gap, right? I was like, we could go ahead and do that, especially with this candle, right, clearly looking like a sweep, right? This, you know, the NAS looking like a sweep, all of that bearish moves back down, right? So at that moment, that's when the NAS started to bear down too, and I was like, okay, we started getting this too, pull through this point right here. I mean, bared through this point down here. And that's when we tried to get that reaction and tried to, you know, kind of get that continuation down to previous day lows. And unfortunately, price had other plans to kind of consolidate here at this level. So like I said, in this moment, you know, sudden bearish moves, I was striking previous day lows and decided to buy back at that moment, right back to my stop loss. There's 15 minis, negative 348.60 on the day. I'm happy with the trade, just didn't work in my favor. So that's a pretty just straightforward thing. I feel like a main thing that's kind of being shown here is just to continue showing up to show the losses and the wins as well. Tomorrow we don't have nothing too crazy coming out during the day. Wednesday is going to be our main day, so we will be trading past our normal time. We won't be taking any other trades like in the morning or anything like that. We're going to do this. So we're expected cuts, we expected FOMC, like we're expected a lot of good things, especially going into 2026. So with that being said, we're going to do kind of a method that I don't know if you guys have heard before, but it's when you kind of, okay, so for whatever price is, so we'll pick price maybe about like 5-10 minutes before, right? Wherever price is at, we'll get a stop loss. We'll get a buy market, right, at a 20 points lower, and then we'll get a sell market 20 points lower and a buy market order 20 points higher, okay? And when we do that, right, that basically will just put us in the trade for whenever news comes out. So if news comes out and everyone reacts really good to it, boom, we're jolting up. Everyone reacts pretty bad to it, boom, we're gonna go down. So either way, we'll kind of get in there. Little risk involved, really. I think the only really thing about that could happen is like it could just be a bad entry, or it could just like go up and then immediately go down. But as long as we set a stop loss, still risk management there. That's what we'll have to. That's just what we'll have to do. But again, tomorrow there's nothing coming out, so tomorrow could be another really good trade day. Maybe just get a little bit more kind of buffer back into our account. Pretty obvious that price has made its move that it's wanted to, and just in the beginning kind of taking out all of this. Again, it had the potential to go up here, but with this gap right up here, it would have been a sweep to go down, which is exactly what happened. Yeah, I was thinking we could either do that, and as price bear down this way, and we got this, that kind of just let me know, okay, this could either be a SMT, a bearish one, or a bullish one, and in this case, it was a bearish one. So that was just kind of the name of the game. All right, so yeah, our first one's not looking too good, but this is us on the day. Oh, this is us so far. So again, we didn't have anything last week, so this is back into this one. And this is what our previous week, our first week of trading looked like. So, yeah. Not too worried at all. Things flow between us, and it's gonna work out. Just taking lessons as we go. So, yeah. But yeah, I've gotta go eat. Gotta go finish editing a video. Yeah. So that being said, you guys. It was great trading with y'all. I'll see y'all tomorrow or in the next video. Well, I'm gonna start saying that, not tomorrow. I'll see y'all in the next video.
Run that back, paper chasing nigga, gotta get the sack.
I don't be splurging, but when it come to my little shorty like Future, I'ma blow me a bag. Fuck up some comments and rags. Pull up with a big ass ARP like AC said, well fuck up that scag. You can tell how she acts, she don't got no dad. Shorty just a walking red flag, the shit be sad. Hell no, you can't hop in this ride, better call you a Uber or a cab. Bad shit trying to say tonight, got an 8 AM class.